Hey there, Soul Shines, it's Michelle here, and it's a Creative Expressions video where I talk about life updates, works in progress, finished objects, and the like. And I have really been struggling doing these, so I want to try to keep this positive and stuff, so I'm just going to kind of give you the lowdown, if you will. And we're going to do our little life update right now. And if you want to skip ahead and you're like, I actually really don't care what's going on in your life, then you can use chapter links below. There's also always pattern links, like Millie's link is down there, and I was like, is the thing that holds Lily up there still there? And the pattern for this and everything, that stuff's down below, as well as any patterns that may be here. So if you've been around for a little while, you know that we haven't had a vehicle for the summer. Basically, it died. I ran over a pipe and it cut some wires, and that happened on Memorial Weekend. And because of my health issues where I can't eat everything, my body is really struggling to have all the chemicals that it needs in order to process things like stress. So this last summer has been probably the darkest period of my entire life. I've had some of the darkest thoughts this last summer, and that was scary. And it's been really hard, and just different things that happened reminded me of things that were going on in my marriage that just super triggering, and it's just been really hard. And wanting to do anything has been really hard as well, which is why, it's why even though I've mostly worked on stuff, there are days when I'm like, I don't even want to touch anything creative. I don't want to that's how bad it's been. But for the most part, I've been keeping up with the creative things, but I haven't been doing very good on the videos, and some of the lives that we've been doing, I haven't been in a good space, and other times it's been really in a good space because I have been fluctuating pretty bad and stuff. So this last week, I was like, there are things about food. I don't want to have reactions, the kind of reactions that I have. But I am so nutrient deficient right now, and like taking supplements really isn't an option because of the corn in them, and I have reactions to, I've had some actually really bad reactions to some of supplements and stuff, to be so careful. And then the money for the ones that don't have those things is so much more, and it's just been hard, very, very hard. But I have decided I'm just going to eat some of the things that I have reactions to. And I'm just going to pick and choose my reactions because my body needs nutrients. Still don't have a van. The story on it, let's just say the solution somebody chose is illogical. And I'm frustrated. It should have been fixed. And I have been in a big spiral for the last couple weeks because of it. We'll see how things go. I don't know what's up. I don't know where things are going, and things are pretty crazy as far as that goes, and things have taken some interesting turns and stuff. I did a clearing thing this morning that I'm just kind of in awe of. I'm sitting here going, I don't know if to talk about this or not talk about this or whatever. But I do, I follow the person that I listened to today. Her name is Christy Mary Sheldon. I follow some of these people doing energy work. I find it very powerful, but there has been one that I have been working on for a long time, and it's this idea that I duplicated my mom's life. I got a divorce. I broke my knee. She broke her knee. I actually rebelled so much about some of the things that she chose in her life. And we cleared on some of that today too. I was so worried about becoming her so fully that I was rebelling against part of it. It was really interesting to duplicate and rebel at the same time. It was a very interesting energy. And I was able to finally figure out what was holding in place this energy that I've been trying to let go for a while, because I'm like, I don't want to duplicate my mom's life. I want to live my life. I want to be me and have my experiences and create a completely different life. And so I'm sitting in kind of the space of some of that energy still processing. I want to like acknowledge that certain things happen, but they're not me anymore. It's just I'm in a weird space on an upward, like it's upward. I have a couple of things to take care of in my energy. One of them I will do later today. One of them maybe tomorrow, the next day. My intuition tells me to let some of it process. So it will be interesting to see what happens from here and how this changes things, because I don't want to duplicate my mom. I'm choosing to be me. And part of that is loving life and knowing that life loves me. And I have a feeling that's going to help with my food thing too. Because food sustains life. But if you're like angry at life, then food is going to cause you problems. Anyway, that's kind of it for the update. I'm hoping eventually to get Cheyenne doing videos. We'll see. She talks about it, but I don't know if she's going to do it or not. The thing that she talks about the most, she's a writer. She talks about being a writer. I'm working on helping her change that into I'm a published author, because being a writer is fine. You can write every day of your life and never share your work with anybody. And so I would love to actually see her be a published author where people can buy her books or whatever. I know some of her genre choices, she writes in multiple genres, and one of the genre choices I probably won't read. But I'm really excited to see what she has to say. And I might start writing again too. We'll see. I actually really love writing. It's just, doing anything is sometimes a challenge. So let's talk about like yarny stuff now, shall we? I don't know what all I've finished, honestly. I'm like, what have I finished? Oh, I know one thing I didn't. One of the things, it's not yarn, but it's a make. I finished a thing. I don't think I've showed it. That's part of the problem with not doing videos, is like I don't know what I've showed and haven't showed. But I'm gonna put a picture up here because I don't have it anymore. My mom had sewed in the zipper, and she sewed the wrist things to this, and I came across them, and my friend just had a baby 2 months ago, and I was like, you know what? Sorry, my hand's super itchy, so it's probably what I ate. I thought it was so cute. My friend just had her baby, and I was like, I want to finish this. So I am having major issues with the sewing machine. Also issues with my eyes and the sewing machine. I just don't want to go there. Plus, I like being able to just sit and watch YouTube videos and stuff. So I've been doing hand sewing. And so I finished it all by hand, and I'm so proud of it. It turned out so cute, and it didn't take very long. And now the baby has it. Hopefully the baby and the mom love it. But anyway, so I finished the inside stitches with bias tape, just because the way things were already done, I kind of had to work with that, and I also didn't want to have the edges with the baby. I wanted it to be soft and smooth and stuff. So yeah, it's cute and it's done, and I'm happy about that. All right, there's actually 2 more. I don't know when I'll get to those. They're not a super big priority, but I do have them. Another couple finished objects is these little round things. I might have shown these ones, but they're presents for my grandkids. They're wrapped. I've wrapped everything. I have not written my letters and mailed the box, and I'm kind of frustrated with myself, but I have made them. I have wrapped them. like I said, it's been crazy. And is there any other things I can think of? I've been working on reusable washcloth type thing, or like cleaning cloths. Like I bought diaper fabric and cut them into squares, and I've been like just sewing really quickly around the edges to kind of keep them from fraying, and I've been using those for cleaning, and oh my gosh, best cleaning cloths I've ever used. I've really loved them. They work great dry, they work great wet, like wow. And then I've cut up some more flannel squares, but this time I went around the edges, trying to go around some of the other edges to make reusable paper towels. That has been a game changer. We still keep paper towels for really bad messes, but for the most part, and I'm like, even if we end up throwing them because they stained and throw them away, they still lasted so much longer than they would have just paper towels. And that's been very helpful, and I've loved it. And so I've been working on those. I don't know where it's at right now. I finished another tithing hat, went back to hats. I actually did not enjoy making the soap things. Plus I have some acrylic yarn that I'm using up. And so I went back to working on hats, and so I finished a hat for the Homeless for Tithing project, and then I have one other finished object that I know of, and it's right here. I'm actually going to show you. I'm actually going to take this off. Okay, so before I tell you, Shannon, another yarn, she actually made one of these hats, and that's where I discovered the pattern, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it so much, I want to make one. I did not use the right size yarn, so I made the smallest size, but instead of having fingering weight yarn, I had sport weight yarn. Actually, the yarn is the leftovers of this. One of my favorite colors is gone. The others still have little bits, but this is what I made. This blue is my favorite, and it's all gone. But it's a hat. It's a, like, from Dobby the elf. Dobby the elf is in Harry Potter, and in the book Hermione was making hats. She was constantly knitting because she was making hats to help free the house elves, because she had discovered what they were and how they were trapped, and that if you gave them clothes they were free. And so she started and making hats, and she had, I cannot remember what the ELF is for, the initials for the thing, but she had this whole movement where she was trying to get everybody to knit hats for the house elves, to free the house elves. And so Dobby, even though they couldn't free him because he was a Malfoy house elf, so Malfoy had to free him, Dobby would wear multiple hats. And so this is the rim, and then I had to change colors to do one hat, and then here's the second hat, and then, oh, that one's harder to see. Let me turn it this way. This one here, it's kind of sad there's not as much on it because this is actually cable. I'll try to move it around in a minute. And then this gray, it's a purple, actually. This is a grayish purple color. And then the last hat. And actually, it almost looks like these are the same hat, but they're not. They're two different hats. So, let me see if I can show you better. There's not much of it showing, but it's cables, the white one. And then it gets covered up by the hat and stuff. And how this bends a little bit in here was kind of cool because you worked your cable like you normally did. But then, right in where that bends, they had us just do one plain knitting round, and I was like, that's a really weird thing, but it made it so it kind of looks like it has this like curve around kind of thing like that, which was a really cool technique. And then the brim for the top of here is actually purled, so it's like reverse stockinette, and then you go into the stockinette. There's a little bit of color work up there, and it's really fun. I like this. I like it a lot. Cheyenne can't touch it because it is acrylic yarn. It is very soft yarn. This is Yarntopia from Hobby Lobby, and the colors, like this red color and this blue color, they are my favorite colors. So, and really truly, this blue right now, this color of blue is my favorite color, period. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I can wear it because it's a hat, and Cheyenne doesn't have to touch my head. I cannot, some of the things that I like to make, I love to make wearables. I like to make sweaters and t-shirts and stuff like that, and I cannot do them because I can't wear them and have Cheyenne hug me. So, but the hat I can wear this winter, and I'm excited about that. So, hat, finished hat. It's fun, ridiculous and fun. I love it. So I think that's it for finished objects of note. One thing I did finish is a while back I had taken yarn and made a bag for a deck of cards that Cheyenne has. So I don't have an example here, but it was one where the case slid off and it doesn't stay, so it kept sliding. So I was like, oh, I'll make you a bag. And then she pulled them out for something recently, and I was like, that bag is acrylic. Let me make you a new bag. So I made her a new bag out of cotton yarn. I do not have an example, like I don't have it. I already gave it to Cheyenne. She has it somewhere in her room, and she was unavailable for me to say, hey, let me get that bag and show it. So if you do want to see it, leave a comment. I'll have Cheyenne bring them on the live on Monday. Which, in case you don't know, we do lives every Monday night, 7:30 Mountain Time, which is 9:30 Eastern Time. I know it's really late for a lot of people. It's like kind of an awkward time for a lot of people. But it's when we have available. So that's when we do it. And we have a consistent schedule. So I hope you join us. All right. Works in progress. One work in progress is sewing. And this is what I'm making. It is a circle skirt. It is very wrinkly because I'm not worried about that. I've only pressed what I need to press. It does have a side zipper and a side pocket. And it has a pocket on this side. And this fabric was thin, and for my daughter that wasn't going to work. So actually there are 2 layers. And in order to get it to work with the pockets, I don't know if I can show it or not. I did line the pockets with stuff. I made the inner lining, so I kind of left this open. You can see that it's sewed there, and I seamed it so that the pockets attached to the outside lining, outside layer, and then this can just go through to the inside where it needs to be, and then the lining's there. It is basted together. My next step on this is actually, maybe I'll do it when I get done here because I've got my iron in here. I need to press one seam, but the next real step is making the waistband. And I've been trying to figure it out, but I have a plan now. But she wanted this elastic to show, but we didn't want it to be like an elastic waistband. We want it to have some structure, but still have the shiny appearance. That's what she wanted. So I finally figured out what I'm going to do, and I just need to cut out the fabric. And basically, I'm going to treat this like the front of a waistband, where normally you cut a waistband and then you fold it in half and you attach it on both sides. I'm going to make a piece of fabric that acts as the back of this, and this black is the front, and then I'm just going to attach it like a normal waistband. So the next step is the waistband. Then I'm going to iron it and hang it for a little bit, and then we will do the hemming. But I'm excited, and I have been doing this, sewing it by hand. It has been very fun. It is very therapeutic. Like, I enjoy knitting and crocheting, and there's just something different about sewing by hand. It kind of brings in almost a feeling of kinship with my ancestors. Like, you know, I don't know who all did what in my past, but I imagine I had many ancestors who sewed through their lives, and you know, it used to be that's how everybody had to sew because there weren't any machines. There's just something very calming about it, more so for me than any other craft. So I'm really enjoying that. I like having a sewing project on hand. So I do have other projects that I've got to get this done so I can work on a project that I got the supplies for 6 years ago. Yeah. So I need to get on that and get that going. Another project. I will actually have the yarn bat for it here. This is Perfect Pear Parfait, and it is 100 grams. Sorry, right up in your face there. Do we have it? Loops and Threads. I was like, do we have a brand? It's a sock weight yarn. It is 70% acrylic, 23% viscose from bamboo, and 7% polyester. Okay, so obviously I can't make this for anything that's gonna stay around the house because of Cheyenne. But I decided I'm making a kind of a bandana that you can tie. You could tie it around. You could probably put it in your hair. This actually would really be cute, especially with my outfit I'm wearing today, because the colors go really well with what I'm wearing today. But I'm making this for my daughter-in-law, and it is crochet. And it's a really fun. It's using double crochets, a single crochet chaining two, and then double crocheting, and then it's mostly you do that step inside the chains across. I don't know if there's any way. I hate that I really need a new camera that can focus. But anyway, it's really pretty. I think it's really fun. I got my nails done yesterday, and I don't know how well it's gonna show, but it's not because of the shining. But the color is almost exactly the same. Maybe if you can get me a shadowy pinkies and stuff. Yeah, the shadowy is hiding it, but I mean the shine, because it's, you know, shiny. But anyway, it's this purpley gray, pink, dusty rose. It's like a dusty purple color, and that's what color my nails are. And I thought that was really fun that it matches. But there is some really pretty dusty pinks in here, and grays and purples. It's just I feel like it will be a really nice thing that she can wear around her neck this way or that way as like a little bandana-y thing, or she can wear it on her head. So I don't imagine this will take much more, because I mean, yeah, it's getting bigger, so it's gonna take longer, but it only needs to be yay tall, you know. It doesn't need to be way tall, because I'm not making a shawl. I'm making like a bandana. So I'm excited for that. It's a Christmas present, and I realized that I kind of want to try to find, I figured out how many people am I making Christmas for, because I don't have a lot of money. So I want to make presents for people, and so I was like, okay, how many people do I need to make Christmas for? How many weeks until Christmas? And I was like, okay, so I've got like basically a week and a half per project is kind of my thinking. And so I was like, well, what can I make her? And this came to mind, and so I'm working on it, hoping that by the time I get done, I will have an idea for my son. I think it'll be easy to come up with kids' presents for my grandkids. So those will be my first 4 projects, and then I can start working on projects for people at home. I do have a child that doesn't want anything, but I think I'm going to find something for him anyway. Maybe I'll make him like a cowl that he can wear with his motorcycle or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's one of my projects. What else here? My t-shirt. People who watch my live have seen this. I think I'm getting pretty close to the yoke being done, which will be nice. There are like 552 stitches around this. It is a 1-weight yarn. And so it's going to have kind of a, like a, oh, let me just see if I can put it on. It's not going to be great because it is like scrunched up on the cable from this, you know, because it's way big compared to the needle cable thing. But I can still kind of, I think, yeah, not really. I was hoping I could kind of show you how the neck is a little bit wider than I have. It actually might be similar to the t-shirt I'm wearing. And so I think I'm about done. I need to actually take time probably today to measure to see. But yeah, so it's going to have like that little bit wider neck than some of the stuff I've made before. So I'm excited for that. I haven't decided if this is going to stay white or when I get it all done if I'm going to dye it another color. I will probably at least do a tea bath to kind of take some of the darkness out of the white. Maybe a blueberry tea that will have a little bit of that purpley blue color. I guess it's a reddish color. I don't know. We'll see. Because, and it would probably be, if I do that, it would just be a dip. Just to take off the thing, but it still read white. I do want it to go into the cooler colors, so that's why I'm thinking blueberry tea. Or I may just straight up dye it a color. Which if I dyed a color, I will probably aim for, what's the easiest way? I'll probably aim for this blue, because it's my favorite. So we'll see. But that's coming along. But mostly it's coming along because I pick it up and work on it in the lives. Because for the most part, it's just going around. But like I do need to figure out how close I am to being ready to take it off and do the rest of, you know, the sleeve part or whatever. What I really need to do is just put it on a try-on tube thing, the cord thing. So that it, you know, a cord that's long enough so it can stretch so I can really put it on and see how it's fitting. That's what I really need to do. Okay, so the other thing that sometimes I pull out and work on is I am doing another pair of socks. And of course, they're still in that stage that Lori the armchair chef, she likes to tease me about. So yeah, these are for my son. And the good news is that he prefers more ankle socks. The bad news is that this is the size foot for my son whose socks I did finish. I showed them kind of on a live. I haven't showed them. He's already got them, been wearing them. This yarn is alpaca and nylon. So that's fun. But they're feet. Different shapes. But pretty much the same size. So yeah, another long pair of socks. And then, but once I get past the hill, it will be like, they're going to be kind of ankle socks. So that's good. It won't be as long once I get to the ankle. All right, what else do I have? Oh, I know something I didn't fully show. I showed it, but I didn't show it. And I'll put the picture up here again. Or here. There's more space on this side. My library bag. I did for last month in the Magical Mal. I did, the theme was flags, and I did this based off of what would have been a flag in the Old English time periods. They didn't have flags the way we had flags, so it's their banner. They might, if they had coat, I don't know if they had coat of arms then, it would have been the thing like when they went into war, so it was kind of a flag, but not in the way that we think of flags. So but it is the white ribbon, and if you notice there's only 2 feet, because that's the difference between a dragon with what people call a dragon. My son pointed out that this was actually more likely of the shape of them, because when you think of animals with wings, you get birds. Birds have wings and they have their hind legs. They don't have 4 legs and wings. So more likely than not, if there was such a thing as a flying dragon, it would have looked like this. That's kind of cool to think about and know. And don't get it confused with the red dragon from Wales, because that was part of the thing why they knew that they had the white ribbon as their thing, was because of the whole white dragon versus red dragon thing with the Britain versus Britain. I don't know, the Anglo-Saxons versus the Welsh people. So there you go. That was fun. I remembered because I have this bag, which this is my favorite one that I've done of the 2. I love the white dragon, but there were mistakes. It's not perfect. I know what's in here. I will talk about this in a minute because I'm not showing it. I'll tell you why in a minute. What else do I have? So I know that people are starting to talk more about Decade Divas. I pulled out. I was so overwhelmed and I was just like, I just can't. But I still am occasionally working on my project. And I wanted to make a doll, a very specific doll. I couldn't really find a specific doll, but I found something very similar. So the arm here is just pinned on. It is not attached. I have one of those light bulb pins just attaching it, so I remember which side it goes on. But yeah, it's a head with a body and an arm. I would like to see if I can, I know there's ways where you can make the arms like move like that. So I think it has to do with how you attach it to the other and send string through, but I will look into that a little more. But yeah, I'm making progress, very slow progress on my doll. 70s inspired. Definitely watch the Decade Divas people. They're going to come out in September and October. Watch for them. All right. I think that's pretty much it right now. My plan is to always have, well, besides this other project I know to talk to you about, my plan is to always have some kind of sewing project going. So when I finish this, I'll start on another one. To always have a pair of socks going, because I have plenty of socks to make. And always have some kind of crocheting project, which is the doll right now. And always having a full-on knitting project, which is my sweater. And then I can throw in things like this, which I did because the socks and the sweater are just stocking out all around. This had color, it had adventure, and different techniques on different ones. So it was really fun to take like kind of almost a break from the constant stockinette, which the socks are basically white and the t-shirt is white, and so also to bring in some color. And then also the magical mal, which is why I've kind of waited, because I want to talk about the magical mal. I cannot show it to you because I've chosen not to. I could show it to you. I could tell you what I'm making. I started on it. I have not been working on it. I'm a little frustrated with myself for that because we are mid-August. But I'm working on it. So the theme for August is aliens. And Adorable Armchair Chef is my collaborator. We did a live on it the first of the month to the end of last month. I don't know. I will definitely link the live in the cards up here, as well as the down below. so that you can see them, all that kind of stuff. She got 2 alien babies, and I just saw a post today that one of her babies has her own little doll, so she's going to be making stuff for that. I'm excited for it. I have at least 1 entry. I think I might have 2. If I've seen your email, I will respond. I know that last month I didn't always respond. So if you've sent me an email and you haven't gotten a response, comment below. I will check my email. I will check my spam. I will let you know if I got it. Oh, I feel like there's something in my hair. Probably yarn. The deadline is coming at the end of the month. I know that Chef Lori, if you do something else, she's going to give you extra spins on the wheel. I'm pretty sure she's doing her own drawing. We haven't talked about that. I need to reach out to her and say, do you want me to do an extra, or do you want to do your own drawing, or do you want to just go with, I don't know, because I can send her the list. Here's all the people, so that she has them ready on a spinner if she wants to do it that way. I'll talk to her. Oh, and if I don't talk to her, she'll reach out to me when she sees this. And I'm giving away one of our journals. Basically, the deal is, here's the price. You get to pick any of our journals that are less than that. Our project journals qualify. All of our, like this freaking adorable penguin journal qualifies. The guitar journal qualifies. Any of our mermaid journals. If we have a new journal, we might have our flag one up by the end of the month. I'm not sure. I've gotten a main thing done. I'm still working on animals. I got through all the animals, got them all edited, and then I put them on a sheet together to see how they looked, and realized that some of them were really dark, some of them are really light. So I've been kind of balancing them. So I've been re-editing, added some lines to darken up the really light ones, and then I'm in the process of taking out some of the lines to soften the really dark ones, so that when they're sitting on a page, they're for the most part in the same line thickness of each other. So that's what I've been doing. I'm getting close. So our animal book probably will come out in September. I think so, because I've been working on it and I'm really excited about it. That one's going to be a very different format. We're going to have one of these little animals that you can color in on a blank page. So we'll have like a little corner picture, and then mostly blank, and then the other side will be lined. So it's going to be a compo journal. And there are 18 characters that will get repeated throughout the book. So I'm excited for that one. If you have a title name for that, that would be awesome, because YouTube or Amazon won't let us publish without a title. We actually had problems with our mermaid books because of we originally had got them and it did not say Beneath the Waves. It just was a blank book, and it was really pretty, but it said no, so we had to put a title on it. I mean, it can be titled Journal, which is dumb. So this one is titled Meowsical Notes. These, all 3 mermaid ones are Beneath the Waves. This one's called Happy Thoughts. So we're looking for a title. I'm kind of leaning towards Animal Crackers, but whatever. I don't know. Let me know if you have an idea for that. Please let us know. And then the flag ones, we're trying to figure out, do we do 2 separate journals? Do we do one that because she's got one of her characters. Do I have a hang in here? I don't know if I have a hang in there journal right here. I don't. So her first journal that she came out was the Hang in There and a little stick figure characters, the way that she draws stick figures. She has a picture. Actually, I can put it up here. I've edited it. It's done, edited, ready to go. The picture is. And it's got the guy holding the world with little flags sticking out. And that's from last month. But then she also has these. And we're trying to figure out whether we want them in the same journal. And if so, how do we do that? That kind of thing. So I haven't started editing the little flags yet, but I did finish this and I'm in the process. Oh, and I have another journal I have to get done. Oh, I need to put that on my list right now to get done this week, because it's kind of inspired for somebody whose birthday is in a week. So even though the book won't be ready for her, I want to have the book like ready so she can see the picture and say, okay, we've ordered this for you. It's coming for you. And this is your late birthday present because it won't be here on time, but we've made this for you. She has actually seen the picture. She just doesn't know the whole plan. So yeah. That's kind of the book talk, guys. I do have one more thing. I haven't decided if I'm going to make a separate video for it or not. It's kind of in a way off-brand for the channel, but in a way not off-brand, because our whole new channel name is Live Fantastical, which really is truly just about living fantastical. We're creative people, so we inspire creativity, but it's not the only thing that we are. And so I might make a video about this to add to the channel. We'll see. But I've been using an index card system. There were a couple sisters back in the 70s who had kind of a breakdown because they weren't keeping their house in order. And they came up with a system using 3x5 card indexes. It's called Sidetracked Home Executives, the Slob Sisters, that's what they were called. And they use this inbox system to get their house together. I tried it once upon a time, got overwhelmed and quit because of what I was doing. I have been on the journey to find a system that works for me at this season of my life. One of the problems that I've had with the Fly Lady, with the Clean Mama, the Organized Mom, and the original Home Executive, all of those different systems, is a lot of it is pick a day to do your cleaning. I'm a spoonie. And what a spoonie is the person who has chronic health and mental health issues that make it so that it's hard for them to do things. I never know from day to day how much energy I'm going to have. For that reason, and the fact that I have a family with their own crazy schedules and stuff, it's really hard for me to say this day is this, this day is this, this day is this. When I was in my 20s, it would have worked amazingly. Now that I'm in this season of life, it's not. But what I have is I have a card that says swipe the sink. I do that every other day in the bathroom. I have a card that says swish the toilet. I do that every other day in the bathroom, and they alternate. Amazing to me what a difference it was to separate those. Because the idea of like, I've got to go swish and swipe. I've got to go wipe down the sink and tidy the toilet. I wouldn't do it. I was like, no, that's so much. That's so much. But now it's like, all I have to do is wipe down the sink. I can wipe down the sink. If I see spots on the mirrors, I grab the mirror too. I can do that. And then the next day, I can go swish the toilet. It's one thing, I can go do that. And so I've been alternating those two things. I actually added spraying down the shower, which I'm doing every day because we have some issues in the shower that I'm trying to resolve. And then that's what I'm doing for that daily, and I'm loving it. Amazing what's breaking those up and doing every other day was. For the weekly stuff, I've tried this before and it didn't work, and it was because I didn't have a set system, but now I have a system. When I have the capacity to do cleaning, I pick the next card. They are on a loop rotation. So the last task I did was vacuum in this room. The next task is going to go down and clean the sink in the basement bathroom. And then the next task is to clean the toilet. And the next task will be to do the tub. And the next task will be to do the floor. And there are days when I can go through 3 or 4 cards. It might be that I'm like, I'm just going to go down and clean up the whole bathroom down there. And that would be 4 cards rotated. And I'd be good. But there are other days where it's like I can't do anything. There are days where just cleaning one task is all I can handle. So I have them on a loop. I tried for a minute to do an alternating day thing with that as well, because I also have zone tasks. And I have those on a loop as well. I did nothing in my zone this last week. So I'm going to keep that for my zone for this next week now that I have a little more energy. But it's also a loop thing. And then I have a few zones that I basically pull out that zone, put it in my box. And then when I have the capacity to work on a zone, I work on the next thing in the card on that zone, rotate it around and move it on. If you actually would like me to do a video where I show you my box and have what I have in my box and how it works, I'm happy to. I have daily tasks, I have weekly tasks, I have the weekly rotating tasks, I have monthly tasks, and I have the zone rotating. There are things that get moved more infrequently. They rotate out. There's like a section for months where I can move it to the month. And then I also have a affirmation cards in there. If I wanted to do vision cards, I could put those in there. It's so that I could pull it up and look at the picture. And then it's in my daily thing, so I know that I'm seeing it because I pull out my box and I'm like, oh, look, here's what I want to manifest. And I look at the picture and then I move it forward or backwards, but to the next day. If you want to see that, actually me show you my box, that'd be awesome. I also have a note section that I've been putting in, kind of like it's a Zettelkasten. It's something that a lot of scientists and writers will use to gather notes, and I was like, why can't I just do that in my life? Because one of the problems I have is like I go to an event, I take notes. For the most part, I'm good, but there are certain things I would love to go back and reference, and I'm like, I have no clue where they're at. So to me, this is just a way that I can start collecting notes that I actually would like to reference again in a contained way. Eventually, it'll get its own box, but right now it's in my system. I have 2 boxes for my system. Anyway, I'm excited about it. It's helping me get a little bit done. It's helping me keep on track. It's helping me actually take care of myself more. One of my cards is dress for who you want to be. Today my dressing was like dress to match my nails, because I was like, the colors are very similar. Like this color is very similar. My pants are basically the same color as my nails, and so today it was dress to match my nails. I think my nails are very elegant, and that's kind of fun. Oh, like, see my nails? Do they match this cup? They're a little more purple than this cup, but they're pretty close to this knitting cup that I found. Anyway, I think my nails would actually blend right in with this, like, as if it's not this purple. It's closer to that color. Anyway, so the system has been helping. It's Sidetracked Home Executive. If you want to go here, they're hilarious, ladies. I know for sure one of them's died. The other one, I haven't heard anything about her for a few years because she retired because of some health issues. So I don't know if she's still doing anything or not. And then the other one that kept going, she just passed away. But the system, it's old and it's analog, but that part of the reason why I chose to try it again is because I'm trying to do less on my phone. I'm trying to maybe have more of a morning where I don't even get into my phone. We'll see how I do with it, but I am doing better. I don't find myself on my phone nearly as much. I'm not on my phone as early in the day, but I get things done. So I'm actually excited about it. And if, like I said, if you want a video about that, I'll do it. I need water. I actually didn't have good water at home. Our water is so chlorinated. It smells awful. It tastes awful. Even letting it sit for long periods of time, it smells awful, tastes awful. And so we didn't have any water for a while today, and I'm still recovering from all that dehydration. So, yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. Where's my hat? Oh, how did it get so far away? I just want to remind you guys to let your light shine through your creations, whether they be knitting, crocheting, something silly or something elegant, whatever, whether you're making pictures or anything. That's the other thing, Magical Mal, any craft, any creation. Cheyenne is determined to see somebody do an interpretive dance. So if you want to do an interpretive dance about aliens, we want to see it. Anyway, remember, let your light shine, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!